How you going? I've been walking for a fair while and I'm going to have a little spell. While I have a spell, I thought I'd have a chat with you about something. Now recently I did my first overnight hiking and camping trip where I carried a backpack and walked out to a remote campground, spent the night, then I walked back. I achieved what I set out to achieve, but I learned some things along the way. And so I'm going to share with you the things that I learnt on my first multi-day walk, and that way maybe you will be able to get some benefit out of that, particularly if you're planning a first walk for yourself. So the first thing that I learnt is not exactly a secret. I'm carrying too much of this. My fitness is not where it needs to be. I know that. Now it really showed on the second day of the walk when I was hoping to spend 2 nights out and to walk for 3 days. I only spent 2 days out and then I had to come home. And the reason is because of my fitness. I wasn't fit enough and I was at the point where I was so badly fatigued and so sore, even though I could make myself keep walking, I wasn't going to enjoy the trip any further and it wasn't going to be a lot of point in continuing on. As it was, once I got home from that trip, it took me a few days before I really felt myself again. So fitness has got to be the #1 priority in preparing for these trips. Now the second thing that I learnt is all about how much weight you're carrying in your backpack. Now I did some test trials, I took my gear out, I did some previous walks and some previous camps with everything in my backpack. I knew what I was getting myself into, but the fact is it's too heavy, it's too much weight. I've already got too much weight here. When I put another 20 kilos on my backpack plus my cameras and stuff, it's just way too much. And that's the reality, and that's another part of why my fitness wasn't good enough. I'm carrying too much weight. I've done a lot of car camping before, I've done a lot of bushwalking on day trips before, but I haven't done too many multi-day endeavours in the past. Whenever I have, it's just been camping in a campground and walking out from the campground to different areas. And you can always pick and choose what you want to take, but when you're carrying everything in your pack, you've got to carry everything everywhere you go, so that makes it a bit more challenging. I know that one of the things I have to do is really consider what's in my backpack that I need, what's in my backpack that I just want, and what did I actually carry with me that wasn't an essential safety item but that I didn't use, touch or even want. And I know there's probably a few kilos that I can immediately strip out for next time. The other thing that I can do is some of my gear is geared towards car camping, not geared towards backpacking. It's going to be a case of over time, I don't have a lot of money, but over time starting to replace those items with good quality, lightweight items for that type of gear, and that will pull more kilos out of my backpack. Realistically, I should be able to carry half that weight for an overnight camp and be quite happy, safe and comfortable. Now the third thing that I learned on my overnight trip is that how many kilometres you walk in a day really makes a difference. Now this comes back to my fitness and my weight, but it also comes down to prior planning. Now when I planned the walk, I looked for a walk that I thought would be well within my capacity. It was roughly an 8-kilometre walk to the campground, an 8-kilometre walk back. It's not a big walk, and I've done walks much longer than that carrying the backpack, and I thought that it would be okay. There was a reasonable amount of elevation, so quite a lot of climbing uphill, and the second thing that I didn't account for was just how much extra walking I do when I'm filming. And when I film the walk, I do a lot of walking backwards and forwards. Every time you see me walking, I've walked, set up a camera, I've walked away, I've walked back. Every time you watch me walk up a hill, I'm walking up that hill twice. And so I did a lot of steps twice. My 8-kilometre walk actually turned into a 12-kilometre walk. 12 kilometres, still probably not the end of the world, but what did I do when I got to the campground? I put all my stuff down, I had my lunch, I rejuvenated myself and my energy, and then I took off in the afternoon and spent the afternoon walking around looking for some historical sites in the area. And so I spent probably another 2 hours on my feet. I wasn't walking fast and I wasn't carrying the pack, but I was still moving and I wasn't resting. It's a mistake in my planning that I need to give myself more chance to rest, particularly because I don't have the fitness and because my backpack's too heavy. I need to give myself more opportunities for resting and to restore my energy so that I can continue to enjoy these trips as much as possible. Now from the things that I've just said, you might be thinking that I didn't enjoy my trip. That's not the case. I loved the trip. I definitely want to do more of that. I've got plans to do more overnight trips. I've got a few places lined up that I'm going to do, and over the winter months there is going to be more of it. I haven't had an opportunity this month, the month of May. That's not going to happen, but in the month of June I'm definitely going to take a weekend and go do another overnight hike. I'm going to apply some of these lessons that I've been learning, and I'm going to try and finish the walk in better condition and come home with more energy and enthusiasm and be able to get on with my life. So the 3 things that I'm going to do is I'm going to work on my fitness. I've been working on fitness. You'll see a few videos pop up on the channel where I'm doing some walks and other things for fitness. I'm doing other things as well, and I've just got to try to be as consistent as I can, and I've also got to try and lose some more weight, and so I'm doing some stuff about that as well. The second thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to review my pack, and I'm going to review the gear that I carry, and I'm going to strip it right down as much as possible. And I might even do a car camp first just to test it, to make sure I don't cut myself short. But I'm definitely going to lighten that pack and make sure that it's not a huge encumbrance to me. And the third thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to plan the trip as well as I possibly can. Now, to some extent, the first time you can never plan perfectly because you've never done it before. But each time I go forward, I hope that I'm going to get a better result and have a better experience, and I'm going to share that with you guys. And if I make mistakes or do something wrong, well, I'll share that with you as well. Anyway, that's it for today. Don't want to talk your ear off. I just wanted to share those few points with you. I hope you're having a good time out there in the bush somewhere. If not, I hope you get out soon. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. If you liked the video, please leave me a like. See you next time. Bye bye.